It's time for the beginning of the end. Endwalker, that is. Hello, everyone. Today, we're going to start off. Hope you're having a fantastic Saturday. Today, we're finally going to start Endwalker. I've been. I was hyped up about playing Shadowbringers and starting it. And now I'm finally on Endwalker. It's like, I've been wanting to get to Endwalker for a long time for my crafting and gathering stuff, because I've been capped out on purple scripts for months now, because I maxed out all my crafters and gatherers, and on custom deliveries you start getting purple scripts once you max out the crafter or gatherer, or if you turn in the custom delivery item for on a maxed out crafter or gatherer. So I have maxed out at least gatherer scripts. I think I have not gatherers, maxed out crafter scripts, but I also have maxed out. I think I have maxed out gatherer scripts. Either way, hopefully I don't have to completely finish the campaign before I can spend the purple scripts, but maybe I do. Either way, we're gonna start off by watching the trailer, and I haven't watched it yet. I don't know if I believe they play it on the title screen, so I've seen like the moon over and over and over and over since I started playing the game. And then I've also watched most of the benchmark, but I don't think that's the trailer. That being said, let me go ahead and pull up the browser. And let's go ahead and watch the trailer. Oh, I doubt the volume's going to be good. Oh yeah, and I believe this song's called Footfalls. Now I'm curious how the heck we're gonna get to the moon, but then again, we have Aladdin technology.
The final days were upon us. The fabric of the star had begun to fray, its land rent by tooth and claw.
The hell is his new outfit? Standing character is a paladin for this one. His outfit knows laser guns.
Alize!
Are you alright?
I can look after myself, you know. And I've had enough of this rot. Come on!
As the chaos spread, the star seemed doomed to unravel.
What are those points? And Justinian riding on what's her name?
There were those who stood in defiance of that fate.
Tiamat, that's her name.
Hour is come, free tribe. It's all or nothing.
Van Daniel. And inside one of the towers?
The stage is set, but will our heroes deign to play their part? You took your time. 'Tis as we feared. The respite afforded this land was but fleeting. The end draweth nigh.
Oh, this is gonna be Thavnir? Yeah. And Old Charlian. So I know we're going there first. Also, I believe I have seen this. I believe this is what they play in the benchmark. Which doesn't make any sense. Never mind, that doesn't make any sense. I swear I've seen this before. But I had no context. This is like before I started ARR.
I knew it. This star still has secrets to tell. Take care, my friend.
Ooh. Oh, this is gonna be. This would be good.
Keep its counsel while the world is lost to ruin.
It would. Come what may, we shall live on. We must.
Do as you must then, but we scions will fight until the heavens fall, until our last breath.
The Charlian spiral. It is Scythe.
Past the far edge of fate. Green blades dark and light. Tolling the coming of the end.
Ooh, that looks good. All right. Fall 2021. A little bit behind. Anyway. Go ahead and get started. Need to start up the game. Give me a quick second. We'll get started on it. Oops, that's not the password. Go ahead and get started on Endwalker MSQ. So I know just because I glanced at the Endwalker MSQ list, quest list, at like we're immediately going to Old Charlian. It's gonna be great because I believe there's a script vendor there. I'm still curious. I know I've mentioned like I want to see what happens in the story, but I also want to start doing custom deliveries again, which I could have been doing them, but I didn't. I just always annoyed me that I had to click on a thing saying, you have too many purple scripts. If you get this, you won't be rewarded for them. So I just stopped doing them. Which is kind of a stupid reason, but either way, we're going to go ahead and get started. We're going to go ahead and talk to the people around here first. I don't think we talked to any of them last time, so we'll go ahead and just talk to each of them, and then we'll talk to Elfinode and get started. Much and more have we discovered the Telefori's machinations since Thancred and I did return from Garlemald. Verily, their troops doth appear to have been tempered in much the same manner as those engaged in the construction of the towering edifice of the capital. When Arnvald... Let's see, what was Thancred's voice again? When Arnvald tried to free the Amalja held in the tower, it triggered some sort of alarm, and the captives were killed instantly. Well, that's kind of bad. As such, we have no choice but to leave them in the clutches of the Telefori until a means of rescuing them has been found. In the meantime, the summonings of lunar primals will continue, just as we must rely on the Grand Company of Eorzea to put down such entities and prevent any further abductions, so too do they rely on us to come through with our investigation. I'm feeling the journey to Charlian is going to be quite the test of our nerves, in more ways than one. You'll miss this place while you're away, I just know it. But for now, the best thing you can do is to get plenty of rest while we wait to hear from Kryl. Whatever it is my father and the Forum are hiding, I'm determined to get to the bottom of it. Those who are brought within the close proximity of the towers are tempered into serving Garlemald, then forced to summon lunar primals with aether drawn from the land. But even having understood this, we are yet to uncover the Telephori which wish to achieve by all of this. And the towers purely for strategic advantage, or do they serve some other purpose? Not only do the members of the Forum intend to adhere to their long-standing policy of non-intervention, they had a point of sending Master Fortunal, what was it again, Fortunal? I think that's about close to right, here to explicitly state the fact. Rather than simply refusing to involve themselves in our affairs, it would appear they are actively trying to prevent us from meddling in theirs. That does, of course, make Kryl's mission of securing our entry into the Charlian nigh on impossible, but I am confident that she will find a way regardless. After the end of the Dragonsong War, I spent many a moon roaming Kugane, Radzad Han, even Garlemald, but never Charlian. In all honesty, a nation populated entirely by bookish types like Alphanode is not a place that appeals to me. That surprises literally no one, Estinian. Anyway, let's go ahead and talk to Alphanode and get started. The next ship to sail, Alphanode is feeling the need to take stock. Brilliant. Do you have some time to talk? Stoic nod. I would like to gather everyone in Dawn's Respite and together assess the situation in which we find ourselves. Let us take stock of the facts, shall we? The crisis at hand began with the sudden appearance of ominous towers in a multitude of locations throughout the worlds. Okay, so this is to summarize the post-Shadowbringers MSQ, since it was a bit between 5.55 and Endwalker, I believe. We have since learned that said structures were brought into being by an organization known as the Telephori. I'm gonna start calling it like that. Not Telephori. Telephoroi? Sure. The Telephoroi's standard procedure is to recreate the final days of eons past, an apocalyptic event that would result in the destruction of all we hold dear. Already have these towers of theirs been the cause of untold suffering. Countless innocents captured and imprisoned, their faith perverted for primal summonings. And unless we find a way to deal with the corruptive aura surrounding the spires, we can't even get close enough to rescue anyone. Those shielded with the blessing of light seem able to resist being tempered, at least. But after what happened to Arenvald and Fordola, we need to be very, very careful about how we proceed. Yet, with these threats close to home, our paramount concern, we mustn't lose sight of the situation in Garlemald. As you know, the Telephori are under the leadership of Fandaniel and one other delightful fellow, Zenos Galvis, the Crown Prince and our dear friend. To date, he's reclaimed his own body, murdered Emperor Varys, and plunged Garlemald into an even deeper pit of chaos. The capital has probably seen the worst of it. For a good while there, it saw the bloodiest fighting in the War of Succession. But that has since changed, and in troubling ways. Aye, during our reconnaissance, the air was not once rent by the barking of cannons or cries of discord. 'Twas an eerie fog of silence which did blanket the ruined city. The inhabitants appeared to have been tempered, and with nary a word spoken did they labor to transform the palace into a soaring edifice born of nightmares. Oh, in the preview, Fandaniel was in Garlemald. That was actually the castle or whatever. If you were indeed made thralls, it seems safe to assume that these events, too, were orchestrated by the Telephory. An army of primals is awful enough, but in light of recent developments, I fear it is only the prelude to an even greater catastrophe. Oh, I don't doubt that. We need to devise a means to counter this threat, and quickly, before our allies are overwhelmed. We will find a way to Charlian, I am sure of it. Master Fortunal's comments regarding the final days were curious, to say the least. The Forum knows more than it's letting on. Sorry to interrupt. We've just received word from Mistress Cryle. She says that arrangements for your visit have been finalized. You're to head to Limsa and board the next ship bound for Charlian. And on arrival, present yourselves as associates of the students of Baldosian, come to assist with the Order's restoration. The arrangements may be settled, but what of your thoughts? They must race at the prospect of returning home after so long. I am eager to see it, of course. Ahem. We should set off at once. Then I'll accompany you to the docks. You need at least one person there to wave and cry and wish you a safe journey. True. Stowing on. Nope, the new quest accept music. Well then I guess we're heading over to Limsa. Is it gonna take us straight there? No. Okay. Is anyone still here? Nope, just lonely girl. Right, let's teleport to Limsa and get on to that ship. I thought I read something about there being like a 2-year gap between like Shadowbringers and Endwalker, but maybe they were referring to something else. Anyway, let's go talk to Tataru. Actually, first they'll talk to everyone else. Sea travel can be tedious, but I don't mind it. It is a rare experience for most Ishgardians. That's true, because they're up in their snow-covered mountain. I never thought the day would come when I would be sailing home again. It always seemed to be very far away. I shudder to think what manner of truth awaiteth us beyond the indigo deep. Still more do I dread the prospect of discussions long overdue. I know in 5.6.1 he means Mom Brady's parents. I don't know if he's referring to that or just like the fact that they're referring to, or that they're going back to old Charlian. Anyway, we'll get to that eventually. Contrary to what you might think, this will be like going home for me as well. I may have learned how to live in Limsa, but it was in Charlian where I was taught, quite relentlessly, I might add, the skills to properly live. I might have lived in Master Batoya's cave for a good part of my life, but even for me, the thought of returning to Charlian is quite exciting. I can hardly imagine how it is for the others who lived most of their lives there. What a grim reason to bring you to Charlian. Not much to Not much to be done about it, I suppose, but I would have liked to give you the grand tour under happier circumstances. Though a part of me looks forward to returning home, I've not forgotten that father stripped us of the privileges of our family name. I hope it doesn't cause trouble with the officials upon arrival. I don't think it will. I mean, part of me wants to see their mom, like he doesn't, or like their father didn't say anything to her, and then they show up, and then they're gonna say that he disowned them, and then she's gonna be like, "You what?" Anyway, let's talk to Tataru and probably get a voice cutscene. Everyone's here, which is good because I've already paid for a passage, and the fee is non-refundable. Of course, it's always money, it's Tataru. And, you know, Lalafels. The ship for Charlian should be pulling up in port soon, so please follow me and have all the luggage close at hand.
They've almost finished loading our cargo. We should be ready to depart right on schedule, or so I'm told.
Excellent. 'Tis nice to have a smooth beginning to one's journey, at the very least.
It's funny. Master Louis Soir came here on a ship very much like this one. And now, years later, the street urchin he befriended that day is bound for his mentor's homeland. With his mentor's grandchildren, no less.
Aye. 'Tis upon reflection that every twist of time's river and fate's whims are brought into sharp relief. Thou hast matured much in the intervening years. Wert thou not caught attempting to relieve Master Louis Soir of his purse scant moments after he made landfall upon this dock?
Oh, really? Now that's a tale I'd like to hear.
Will this be your first visit to Charlian, Sir Estinian? Sir Estinian?
Are we strangers newly met? Why this stiff formality?
I, merely meant it as a professional courtesy, since we are now colleagues in an official sense.
Oh, come on, Alphinaud. He already treats you like little brother.
I'd rather you dispense with the sirs, especially in private company.
Yeah, seriously.
Or I'll be forced to respond in kind, little Lord Alphinaud.
You've made your point, Estinian. Painfully well.
Better.
Yeah, like the entirety of post Shadowbringers, he was just calling him Estinian.
Are you alright, Tataru? You seem positively distraught.
Distraught? Me? Don't be silly. I think it's lovely that they get to see their homeland.
She want to go too?
We're trying to thwart the schemes of an army hell-bent
okay.
on destroying the world.
She's just concerned.
And once again, I have to stay behind and worry that this is the last time I'll get to see my friends.
Makes a good point. I'll bring you back safe and sound, I promise. No sense worrying about the things we're powerless to change. That's not very optimistic.
I'll hold you to that.
Ah, good. You're still here.
About the Chad himself.
Hori! Coulternay! What brings you all this way?
We're to assist the Maelstrom and the Kobolds with a lunar primal operation, so we thought we'd see you off before heading to the tower. Flamine and the others wish you all a safe journey, and promise that they'll look after things here until you return. We will too, of course. Aye, we your fellow Scions of the Seventh Dawn will do our part to ensure the end of the world won't happen on our watch.
We set the sail! All aboard for Sharlayan!
It's time.
Then we must delay no longer. We will contact you the moment we learn aught of value. Wish us luck.
Have a safe journey, and please, please, be careful.
And so you venture forth unto the unknown.
Xenos?
A fate beyond the horizon that cannot be
No,
divined.
that's Emmett,
A
isn't it?
future undefined and in flux. In uncertain times, naught but the simplest words of wisdom will suffice. That which lives is destined to die. Love leads to loss. Every beginning has an end. Treasure every moment, every step of your descent.
Title? Nope, not yet.
And there, in the depths where souls and stars rest, find your truth.
Oh, time to consult the map. What is it, Stormblood? So one thing it occurred to me was that, do they just have ships regularly running from Limsa to Sharlayan? Because they said just catch the next ship to Sharlayan. Isn't Sharlayan supposed to be this closed off place that you can't, that's hard to get access to?
Here.
Oh.
Feel.
Live, laugh, love.
Think.
The day has barely dawned, my fellow earlier riser. Though we're hardly alone in that. Envious of those still sleeping soundly, no doubt.
I expected the twins to be a little bit closer there. As there
Called
was
out to you, you say? I've heard nothing myself.
It's like in Stormblood, they had that scene where one of them was sleeping on the other's shoulders.
In any case,
Or something like
I
that.
dare say the sea air will do you good. Why not join the others on deck? Charlian should be coming into view at any moment.
Ah, there we go. Here she is again. Saw her at the end of 5.55.
My voice yet reaches you. I am glad. Hear, feel, think. And thus do we meet face to face at last. My warrior of light, guided by the crystal.
Yeah, why now? Although, can we really trust her?
After your sojourn in the First, I believe you have your answer. You have gained an understanding of what I truly am, what Hydaelyn has always been, a primal. Zodiac was created to forestall the apocalypse which threatened the ancient world, and I was brought forth to bind him. Yet 7 times now, those who would orchestrate a return to that bygone era have rejoined a shard to the god I had sundered. The greater his strength grows, the swifter does mine own diminish. The power to draw your mind into the rift betwixt is no longer mine to wield. Yet though it taxes me sorely, I dare not leave these words unsaid. Even bereft of my guidance, you and your companions have accepted the burden of this star's troubled past. A conjunction has begun to form, an intertwining of your time and mine. Wheels shudder and turn. Conflict looms, monumental, which will decide the fate of this world and all life upon it. When you truly understand what is at stake, and your journey has prepared you to surmount the insurmountable,
Isn't that what we always do?
then shall I honor the promise made in another time, another age.
Cast your peepers to the fore, folks. Charlian's just over yonder.
Bruh. I'm talking to a god here. Could you shut up?
I will not keep you further. Your traveler's heart must yearn to behold this unfamiliar land. We shall meet again, and soon.
I'll time to go back to downstairs and say, hey, I talked to Hydaelyn.
Oh, what a fine morning. Oh, still a bit stiff though.
And a good morning to you too. Taking a look at the island already?
No, I was taking a look at some
Then let's go. Let's go.
more
Might still be
interesting.
room in the prow if we're lucky.
Ah, the sleepers have arisen. There she is. Good old Charlian.
Oh, I see it.
Home. Home at last. Well, maybe not in Father's eyes. But we'll manage on our own, if we must.
You do know you're not alone in this, don't you?
Astinian saying that.
Indeed. 'Tis as Sir Astinian saith. Forget not the comrades who boarded this ship at your side, I prithee.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking that too, to be honest. It's like, hey, I'm right here, dude.
Thank you, my friends. We are ever grateful for your steadfast support.
Upon arrival, we will be disembarking into the heart of Charlian proper. There is no greater concentration of wisdom in all the world. I am confident that somewhere within that center of knowledge and learning, we will find the answers we seek.
I believe Endwalker has like a ton of cutscenes, which I don't really mind. There's the title. I mean, I'm here for a good story.
Charlian, the solitary island nation of the northern seas. Where under the watchful gaze of Thaliak, patron deity of scholars,
I think that's my
academics
deity, by the
all
way.
manner of knowledge and secrets.
I think that's the one I picked.
Once, they deigned to accept foreign students into a distant colony maintained in the Dravanian hinterlands.
Yep.
How swiftly they abandoned it once the first Garlean boot set hostile foot on Alamegan soil.
Yeah, that was Ildshire.
So averse to the prosecution of war, these men of wisdom, your would-be allies.
Northern Empty. Old Charlian. I do like how it looks.
I thought they'd never let us off the ship. What's next then? Entry applications?
Hopefully they find no cause to deny us.
Hasn't Charlian all but severed relations with foreign powers? Those of us without direct ties, myself included, may be refused outright.
'Tis true that, as a nation, Charlian only forms trade agreements with a select few neutral countries. But from a practical standpoint, an island cannot afford to be overly strict with its borders. Especially not if that island's people are wholly devoted to the accumulation of knowledge. If one submits the proper paperwork, with satisfactory evidence of identity and intent, then foreigners may be granted entry.
May.
Quite. So let us be absolutely clear on these points before we proceed. The immigration officer will ask for your affiliation and your purpose of visit. Considering Sharlayan's views on intervention, I strongly suggest we avoid any mention of the Scions. Kral has laid the groundwork for us to act as associates of the students of Baldessian, and our ostensible reason for being here is to aid in their order's restoration.
That makes sense since she was a student. Is a student of Baldessian? Also, I did start Eureka, so I have a little bit of that story.
It might expedite our progress should an actual student be seen at the head of our little group. Would you mind leading the way?
Of course. The immigration officers were this way, as I recall. Shall we? Greetings. We've just arrived and are eager to make our way into the city. Would you be so kind as to process our entry applications?
Certainly. I see by your mark you are an Archon.
I am. Grahat here of the Students of Baldessian at your service. I was assigned to an Eorzean survey team, but have returned to assist with the reformation of my order. My associates here will provide additional support.
Uh-oh.
Very good. I have paperwork detailing your group and its scheduled arrival for today. And it seems some few of your companions are also Archons. If you'll step forward, we can process those applications first.
Yeah, Thancred and Ishtola are Archons. And Urianger, of course.
Ishtola rule.
See how it glows? That list is etherically linked with the citizen registry kept in the main repository.
That's gonna be a problem if they have to state their names.
I've confirmed your status as Archons and amended your travel records accordingly. Welcome home. Now, who do we have here?
How is this gonna work out?
Alphino Leveilleur.
And Alizé Leveilleur.
Like, did he actually have, like, the archives altered?
Your applications have also been approved.
Oh, okay, that's good.
Having said that,
Okay.
the streets are abuzz with talk of how House Leveilleur's lord disowned his young progeny. And while such personal circumstances constitute no reason to deny you entry, I urge you to avoid exacerbating your present situation. Times are quite troubled enough already.
Gee, thanks. Kieran. Wait, you're a
I shall
Lullafell.
keep that in mind.
She's a Lullafell. Gotta have a, like, bouncy name.
These last two are not Sharlayan natives, but you will find their credentials are in order. An application was made in advance.
Name and occupation?
Hero of this world. Adventurer by trade, artisan. Yeah, no, don't do that. Adventurer or artisan? I'll say artisan. Adventurer probably make more sense, but it doesn't really matter.
Indeed. Your profile describes you as an adventurer, but one also trained in the rather more constructive pursuits of procurement.
I wonder if you can only do that if you have a maxed out crafter or gatherer.
And you, sir?
Estinian Valino, formerly of the Order of the Knights Dragoon in Ishgard.
Formerly, at least. And what, pray tell, is your profession now?
Mercenary? Oh good, Crowd's gonna come save us.
If you'll allow me... My associate is a mercenary, hired for his strength at arms. Surely you are aware of the dangers we often face on our forays into the wilderness.
Yeah, I was gonna go with mercenary.
Mistress Baldessian, if you insist on sponsoring his entry, then so be it. But while I appreciate that desperate times call for desperate measures, I find your choice of company concerning. Be advised that even a single misstep may have severe repercussions for your organization.
Man, these people are stuffy.
I have every confidence in my chosen company, dear and trusted comrades that they are. But I thank you for your concern.
Croyle, it is good to see you.
Likewise. Long voyage notwithstanding, you all seem none the worse for wear. There is much to discuss, but this is hardly the place. Let's be on our way, shall we?
Oops, sorry about that. Ended up kicking my desk.
Welcome, friends, to Sharlayan.
As your mercenary, I should hope my welcome includes a generous salary.
Stydian.
Well, I had to say something, Sir Taciturn.
He's not exactly doesn't exactly have a job title right now. I am unaccustomed to fabricating lies on demand. Why should it matter how I earn my living? Here we are at last. The great welcome Shitty Walk. Here we are at last. The great city of Sharlayan. You may have noticed some similarities to the Crystarium, yes? In fact, oh, but we were... we should let Cryle have her say first. Okay, sure. We can continue this conversation at another time. You are doubtless eager to take in the sights. Not to worry, Brillian. The city is not like to vanish before we finish our discussion. That's probably what you said about the, about Batdozia. Or whatever. Even allowing that the years I spent in the First passed here in a blink of an eye, the city feels untouched by time. Allow me to extend unto thee my warmest welcome, Brillian. May the wisdom of my homeland aid us in our endeavors. I'm fine, honestly. Better to be waved through with a stern warning than be denied entry at all. It was about as awkward as I expected. Still, we're here now, and that's all that matters. I'm glad I spotted your ship coming into port. The officers are born bureaucrats and sticklers for detail. In any case, you may relax and take a moment to get your land legs back. Let's see, this is going to be 5:15. Okay, so that doesn't matter. I can try it on, but yeah. Old Sharlayan, new to you. Quarrel sweeps the scions with a speculative look. I had thought to launch directly into an explanation of what I've learned and how we might proceed. But this is brilliant and Estinian's first time in Charlian, and for the rest of you, a homecoming that was long overdue. You must have places you wish to visit, and people you're dying to see. Therefore, I propose we postpone our agenda so that you all may have sufficient time to recover from your journey and get your bearings in the city. Once you've settled in, we can reconvene at the Baldosian Annex. How does that sound? It is a fine suggestion. We may not be welcome at the Livior estate as such, but I should like to nose around the neighborhood all the same. I am equally untethered, as it were. There is no particular place that my kin call home. Still, I would not pass up the opportunity to reacquaint myself with the city. Likewise, a quick tour of my old haunts might even yield some useful gossip. The annex was west of the Aetherite Plaza, wasn't it? I shall join you there anon. Yes, we'll see you there. I, too, have places I would be remiss in not visiting forthwith. By thy leave. What of you, Estinian? My services as a guide are yours for the asking. That won't be necessary. Until we reconvene, I prefer to wander as the wind takes me. Very, very Estinian. But I could... Oh. Well, Raha, would you like to join us then? You've been gone for quite a while, and this would be a perfect way to refresh those dusty old memories of yours. Yeah, because technically, it's been like over 100 years since his mind has been here. Oh, of course, if you will have me. Come, Brilliant, Charlene awaits. I got so used to the Shadowbringer's quest, except that I'm like, the Endwalker one's throwing me off. Oh dear, his enthusiasm is infectious, isn't it? After you, my friend, I am more than content to follow your lead. Grohatia is now accompanying you. Keep him at your side in order to proceed with several quest objectives. In the event that you lose the Aethernet, Grohatia will catch up to you as long as you remain in the same area. You can leave Grohatia behind, however. Why would I ever do that? You can leave Grohatia behind, however, by entering a different area. You may also speak with him and select the option to part ways. If you wish Grohatia to accompany you again, return to speak with him in the original location. While Grohatia is accompanying you, you may next try speaking with Cryo. Why would I ever want Grohatia to leave me? All set? Then let's be on our way. Our first stop, amusingly though enough, will be the last stand. It's a cafe on the west side of the harbor. Right. Oh, okay, they added these in Endwalker. Okay. Because the first holiday event I did was after Endwalker came out, and they included these sometimes. Kryle is now accompanying you. Lead the way to your two companions, the last stand, and speak to Kryle at the designated location. Late accompanying may count conversation points and layout. Same thing as usual. Alright. Let's see. Leave maid, hunt vendor. Let me go ahead and grab this Aethernet shard first. Then actually, I need to go to the bathroom. So I'm actually going to take a quick break. Let's see. Sure, let's do that. It's been a little under an hour, but like I said, I need to take a quick break. Time to get up, stretch your legs, go to the bathroom, do whatever you need to, and I'll be right back. I like the background music. Alright, let's continue. There's a bunch of places we can go here. Let's see, just get my bearings on where everything is. That's the actual studium over there. I know you can do studium deliveries, which makes me think that the script vendor might be over there. But also the market board's right here. And the main aetherite's like right... Oh, okay, it's over here. Okay. Well, then first let's go ahead and... I'm going to go ahead and do each one of these. Because plot. With all the unusual wares coming and going at all hours, I expect the assistance of an intrepid adventurer would be highly appreciated. I see no reason why you couldn't undertake any tasks which pique your interest. You have been cleared by immigration officials, after all. I look forward to the day your name is celebrated in Sharlayan in the same way as it is in Eorzea. This place is called the Peristyle, and it is the first stop of cargo unloaded at the docks. You'll find it the usual necessities for daily living and other imports, vital to running an island nation, but also supplies that further Sharlayan's pursuit of knowledge, namely, large quantities of books, specimens, and samples. Bunch of nerds. Sorting these stacks certainly seems to keep the attendants busy. Okay, let's head over to the next spot of interest. This path leading out towards the sea is the Thalic Stoa, so named for the statue of the scholar which stands at its side. As you know, the Sharlayan people prize the accumulation of wisdom above all else. Thus, when Thalic was chosen as our patron deity, it was more of a matter of pragmatism than belief, and alignment of principles, as it were. We may have honored him with a rather impressive sculpture, yes, but our faith is not so restrictive as that of, say, the Ishgardians. Individual Sharlayans can, and do, worship the divinities of their choosing. Now that is a sight one could hardly forget, the great statue of Thalic. As a student of Baldozian, I was usually quartered in the Isle of Vol, but I could gaze upon the scholar's wise features every time I returned by ship to the city. Alright, let's go ahead and check out the bar then. And here we are, the last stand. I may have mentioned this before, but although our research into nutrition and food preparation is quite extensive, the average Sharlayan tends to regard seasoning and flavors with certain indifference. How can I put this? The food is, it's bland. As encapsulated by our infamous Archon loaf, the prevailing sentiment towards cuisine is dietary value first and taste distant second. Well, I have to say I completely disagree with that, says the guy who eats Popeyes every Saturday. As if that's gourmet food. There was one pupil at the studium, however, who could stomach the food's insipid food no longer. So he quit his lessons and poured all his savings into building a proper eatery. Oh, okay. And so the last stand came to be. It is, as the name implies, the sole dedicated outpost of fine dining in Sharlayan, the one and only bastion for the culinary arts in the Isle of otherwise mediocre fare. I seem to recall their burger being hailed as one of the most impressive items on the menu. Not that I have ever had the pleasure of eating one myself. Because you are typical Sharlayan when it came to cheap and convenient, Raha, but surely Tataru has since taught you how to appreciate a well-prepared dish. We should all stop in when time permits and sample the cafe delights. Shall we press on? The stairs to the side of the cafe there will take us up to the Aetherite Plaza. Okay. Okay, and that's the Archon burger. See, that's a special one, right? Where is it? Oh wait, it's under here now. Yep, there it is. I haven't bought the 10 ones yet. I think you need purple scripts for that, but yeah, there's the Archon Burger. An unusual shape, isn't it? Well, I would look if I could, but I'm stuck on looking at you, Cryle. Not that I'm complaining. I assure you, however, that this is a perfectly functioning aetheryte. Remember to attune yourself before we move on. Now, being the diligent. Now, being the diligent tour that I am, I should make mention of the Confluence, a research facility located on this very plaza. Its much vaunted discoveries are the reasons Charlene stands at the forefront of teleportation technology. In deciphering the underlying principles of the Allegan Aetherites, it allowed us to understand and reconstruct what was essentially a lost art. And off we go on our next destination. Our path leads northeast to the Agora, Charlene's largest marketplace. Make sure to actually tune to it. See, it looks like there's 2 more points of interest. Speaking of aetherites, those teleportation fees do add up after a while, which is why I tended to rely on the far cheaper ferry services. I was pleasantly surprised when Mr. Stataru informed me that the Scions are reimbursed for transportation costs as part of our duties, but I find old habits hard to break. That, and I'd rather not be bothered to fill out all the necessary paperwork. That's the entrance to the Confluence. I have no doubt their expertise will prove useful at some point, so I suggest you remember the way here. Okay, so that's the way to the Confluence. And let's go ahead and check this other point of interest. See right here? Little open-air bookstalls are so uniquely Charlean. I'd always thought them the common sight until I visit other nations. Do you mind if I browse the shelves? Ah! Do you mind if I browse the shelves for a moment? There might be some hidden gems I've yet to read. Only a moment? How optimistic. Feel free to browse all you like, but we won't wait for you here. Oh, perhaps I'll return later then. Please. Let's see. Gemstone trader, materia vendor, yeah, whatever. I'll look around a bit later. Welcome to the Agora, where you can find wares made in Charlean, as well as a wide selection of imported goods. Though they used to sell questionable prototypes from various research institutes, but I think that practice has thankfully died out, for the most part. Otherwise, I can think of no other place to stock up for your next big adventure. Am I overselling it? Ahem. On a more serious note, the next stop on our tour is one which has particular relevance to our ultimate purpose here. We must head back to the Aetherite Plaza, follow the path north, then climb the stairs to that imposing building at the very top. Okay, let's see, so... I should probably just look up where they are. Well, let me just talk to this person. Okay, yeah, that's that. Which means it's probably over here. I'll do it later. I'm looking for the script vendor. Assuming there's one here. I thought there would be. Maybe not. Either way, let's head up here to the Nefarium. This little decorative features are typical of Charlian architecture. Aside from the research wing, our headquarters on the Isle of Vol were rather simple and rustic by comparison. This is the Nefarium, an area dedicated to the blessing of water. For Charlians, water represents more than life-sustaining liquid. It is a reminder of the great flood which precipitated the birth of our nations, as well as a symbol of the knowledge which flows from Thaliak's divine vase. I'm going to say vase because I accidentally didn't clicked. This is the reason you see the abundance of fountains throughout the city, and a propensity for utilizing water as a decorative feature in our architecture. That's cool. Let's head up the stairs and do the next objective. Probably the stuffy politics building. This grand structure is before you is the Rostra. Rostra? Sure. The name refers to the original public platform erected here, upon which a forum of elected representatives would deliver orations and debate policy. Sure, we'll go with that. Although the stage has since evolved into council chambers, the nature of the forum and the duties of its members remain largely unchanged. Am I boring you, Raha? You seem awfully distracted. My apologies. From here, one can see the entire city spread out below. The vista put me in mind of my arrival in the first. Those who had gathered at the Crystal Tower asked me how they might go about building a new home. Naturally, my answers were all inspired by the knowledge of the finest settlement I could think of, the great city of Charlian. And bit by bit, those few buildings grew into a town, a community, the Crystarium. I can almost see its echo. I see. Feel free to come up here whenever you wish. I don't think the counselors would object to you simply enjoying the view. Such memories should be treasured. For now, however, the tour must go on. Our spectacle of sightseeing concludes with the fittingly named Journey's End. Walk down the stairs to the east and continue straight ahead. Yep, right down there. Like she said. Oh, let me grab this first. I don't want to forget. I want to get as many of these as I can, so I don't have to go and run around to get them later. Okay, let's head over to Journey's End. Oh, there's the Livier Estate. There are a bunch of rich people. Oh, right, no extra sightseeing points. We've arrived at Journey's End. History tells us that this was where those who put ashore the Archon Nunkrepf built their first homes. In the present day, it serves as the residential district for the most important officials and the oldest Charlian families. You'll see that one mansion is clearly larger than its neighbors. That estate belongs to our friends from House Levier. All things considered, we should probably keep our distance for the time being. And with that, we bring our little Charlian tour to a close. I hope it has proven an entertaining and enlightening experience. Now, shall we head directly back to the Baldosian Annex? She didn't say back. Now, shall we head directly to the Baldosian Annex? You remember the way, don't you, Raha? Let me think. We head down towards the harbor, cross the bridge to our right, and then follow the path below to the Aetheryte Plaza? Correct! After you, Brilliant. Let me grab the Aetheryte crystal over here. So there's like a millionth inside. Was her NPC there before 6 point whatever? Let me just go inside real quick. If I even can. Yep. Okay, yeah, she stands there once you unlock her custom deliveries. Alright, let's go ahead and take the Aetheryte back to the center. Or actually, I don't think I unlocked that one. Oh, hold on, there's another one down here. Yeah, let's go down there and do this. I like the aesthetic of this place. And the guitar for the background music. Okay, let's head on over here. Discuss Journey's End. Right, we crossed this bridge here, as I recall. Stick to the path, and be careful not to end up back in the Aetheryte Plaza. Charlian is full of educational and research institutions, but there are still professors who preferred to establish their own private practices. Not that I ever attended the exclusive schools they run in these residences. Perhaps the twins could tell you more about them. Alright, let's head back to the plaza. I'll make sure to get the Aetheryte first, before we do the next quest objective. Oh, I guess I could just teleport back to the Aetheryte. Whoops. They literally just picked... Oh, no, never mind. I was thinking I was still standing there. Yeah, let me go down these steps. Go to the right. Grab the Aetheryte first. Alright, let's continue. As the joyous look on Raha's face has undoubtedly informed you, this is the Balthosian Annex. If you continue up this hill, you will arrive at the doorstep of the phenomenon. But I think we've explored enough for one day. We can take you there another time. Inside with you, then. I'm back, and I've brought Berlin and Raha with me. Ah, you were right about the ship then. Hello, Graha. It's nice to see you again. And it's a pleasure to finally meet you, Berlin. I've heard many a tale of your exploits. Ojika Sunjika. It's been an age. Allow me to introduce Ojika Sunjika, Administration Officer of the Students of Balthosian. He oversees the day-to-day business of the Annex. You may recall meeting his cousin, Ajika. Ajika is... That's why I thought so. So Ajika, I believe, is the person in Eureka that is really annoying and doesn't want to work with us, at least in Animos and the beginning of Pagos. Oh yes, Eureka. I've read the initial reports. Quite a shock to hear what's become of the Isle. Do take care if you have the opportunity to rejoin the expedition. I unlocked Pagos yesterday, or I got to level 20 and finished up Animos yesterday. I've made my Dragoon Animos weapon, and I've made the +2 Dark Knight weapon. I need to get 2 more... What are they called? 2 more of the feathers. The Paz feathers. Because I actually bought one, not realizing you got 3 from the Fate. Because I got 3 from the Fate for the Dragoon weapon. And then I'm gonna probably just end up buying 2 more for the Dark Knight weapon. Anyway, we're not doing Eureka, we're doing Endwalker. This place is like a second home for the students. The Isle of Vols served as our main headquarters, of course, but we often had occasion to visit Charlian. Whether to make the use of the city's city's research facilities, attend conferences, or procure supplies from distant shores. And the annex here was built to provide lodgings for our members while we engaged in such activities. Ever since our former headquarters, along with the isle itself, vanished, the annex has served as our base of operations. And yet it feels so empty, with so many lost to us. Our organization is a shell of its former self. Because the Isle of Vault literally disappeared, and then it just reappeared, and that's what Eureka's story is. I think. The day will come when we will see the students rise again. But first, we must ensure that the telephony fall. Through the door to the left here is the main hall, where we can discuss our operations moving forward. Once everyone arrives, that is, you probably have some time to rest before our discussion begins in earnest. I've had private quarters prepared for you in the Andron, so please, feel free to make yourself at home. Ah, the nap rooms, perfect for an afternoon doze. Oh, I didn't mean to give you the wrong impression. The chambers are quite well appointed, far more so than some cheap roadside inn, you may be assured. It was simply that we were often so busy with research or exhausted from journeys abroad that we would slip into the Andron just to steal a few winks. And thus they became known amongst the students as nap rooms, even if many such naps might last well into the following morning. Say the word, and I'll be happy to show you to your chamber. Okay, and that's the inn for this place. Hopefully the others won't be too long in coming. I'll wait for all of you in the main hall. Okay, let's see. Can't actually go in. Welcome back, Brilliant. Ready for a nap? Sure, let's go and check it out. Yeah, okay, just a regular inn room. Let's see. I feel like there's some, like, a bunch of Easter eggs here that I don't realize. It's like, there's just a pile of crystals here. And then a wash basin. Okay, well. Go ahead and talk to Graha first. Do you have papers pasted on your walls of your room? It was not unusual for occupants to pin up notes and documents and such, and then forget to take the— okay, that's what we were seeing, when they went on their merry way. Sometimes it was quite deliberate, though. You might see complaints addressed to other members, or a thank you card for the engrossing literature someone left behind. That's funny. Beloved traditions that I should know better than to dwell upon. If we are to create a future for the students of Baldosian and so many others, we must look to the days ahead. Let's go in the hall and talk to Cryle. Feeling refreshed and alert, our colleagues should be wandering in soon, so I suggest we stay here and wait for them to join us.
Pray forgive me. I was delayed.
It's fine, Urianger. We're all here now.
Let's get down to business then, shall we? Come Come what may, we must prevent the Telophoroi's plans from coming to fruition. At present, I see two paths for gathering the information which may aid us in achieving that goal.
Okay, it is Telophoroi.
The first involves an investigation into the change which has come over Sharlayan, not to mention the recent inscrutable behavior of the Forum. As most of you know, the 99 members of the Forum are elected from the general populace. This alone guarantees a plethora of opinion with regards to foreign policy. The bibliotheques, for example, are a group of conservatives which would have Sharlayan focus on recording history, while remaining entirely uninvolved in the making of it. And at the other extreme, we have advocates for proactive diplomacy and direct intervention. My grandfather Galef was one such member, as was Archon Louisois. Yet despite our diverse factions and philosophies, the recent vote to deny Eorzea's request for assistance was unanimous. Even more concerning was the fact that many cited other, more pressing duties as justification for their recalcitrance.
Fortuno's refusal in Gridania had those same undertones. 'Twas as if, having stared unblinking into the face of impending doom, he had simply turned away to pursue something more important. But what could that possibly be?
A mystery indeed, and one which I ask for your help to solve. Our future may depend on it.
Yeah, what are they hiding? We're gonna need to find that
As
out.
for our second potential path, it concerns a request made directly to the students of Baldessian.
Oh, Baldessian. I kept on reading that as an O. The E is an
Our
O.
organization was founded primarily to study strange and unexplained phenomena the world over. Mysterious relics and ruins, arcane disturbances, and so forth. Compared to our more isolationist Sharlayan colleagues, we have strong connections overseas, namely with scholars and academics who share our passion for the unknown. The request in question comes from one such acquaintance, Nidana, an alchemist residing in distant Thavnair.
Okay, and that's
Her missive
why we end up going
describes
there.
the sudden appearance of a tower, and the subsequent summoning of what I can only assume is a lunar primal. In response to this threat, the satrap of Radzat-Han, the individual who governs the city-state, has instructed the alchemists to find a means to deal with the spire.
The artisans of that land are heirs to an ancient tradition, one rather unlike that of their Uldan counterparts. 'Tis possible, nay, probable, that they have gleaned truths unattainable by Eorzea or her Far Eastern allies.
They do, in fact, appear to have a strategy in mind, though it will require further research. To that end, they have requested an introduction to a capable warrior shielded by the blessing of light.
Ah, okay. Hey, we just happen to have one of those.
Assuming we divide our forces to pursue both of Kral's lines of inquiry, then having you join the group heading to Thavnair would seem the obvious choice. But the investigation in Sharlayan is of vital importance as well. Equal, I think, to the Thavnarian one, given that the fate of the world may hinge on the results of both.
Should I learn to play dancer for the Thavnarian?
Yes, it is quite the quandary. Though it is a great imposition and an altogether too common one, our efforts would be more likely to succeed were you to lead the charge on both fronts. You are indeed our champion. As to which task to tackle first, we will defer to your decision.
Okay, so it's
Let
a
us
split
next
storyline.
decide how everyone else might best be assigned.
I think.
As for myself, I shall continue what I've begun in Sharlayan. I should also like to steal the services of an Archon or two.
I think you should totally be happy to try and take on these
And
people.
thereby gain access to a greater range of reading material. I will help with that.
Yep. Maybe Orianji too, and then Thancred will come with
my
me.
assistance. I have some small amount of experience in the field of research.
Just a little.
Alize and I would also like to help, if you would have us.
Are you sure you guys would do the best here?
Anything to understand even a fraction of what
Okay.
our father and the Forum might be thinking.
Of course. The more the merrier.
And was Thancred going to come with me?
Right. The rest of us will make the journey to
Yeah,
Thavnair.
Thancred and Estinian. And Urianger.
Thoughts? Objections?
I passed through Thavnair on my way to infiltrate the Empire, and though I'm not qualified to give a guided tour, I did gain a sense of where things lie.
That'll be helpful.
I'll be happy to have you along then. So for this group, it will be you, me, and Urianger.
Give me a moment afterwards, and I'll supply you with all the details of Nadana's request. Consider this hall our rendezvous point once our respective tasks are complete. May our investigations prove fruitful.
Still we nod. That was a fun little tour. Looks like we're gonna head over to Thavnair. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that first. Let's go ahead and talk to these two first. Though I have read much of the subject of Radzad Han, this visit shall be my first. 'Twill be interesting to see how the Hanish mean to contend with the tower, different as their magical and technological disciplines are. So it's back to Thavnair. Had I known earlier, I would have considered more subtle attire. Or suitable. For Thavnair bound, Thancred is eager to set forth into Thavnair. I have Kryle's instructions in hand. If you're ready to set out, then so are we. Having been to Thavnair before, I can travel by Aetheryte, but what of the rest of you? Another sea voyage would waste time we do not have. Kryle was of the same mind, and has also already secured the aid of a good folk of the Confluence. We'll take ourselves there. Uh-oh. The Confluence, thou sayest. I'm afraid so, my friend. Thou wilt recall the hunt for Iceheart, unto which sanctuary we delivered thee owning to the knowledge of our comrade Monbrida. Monbrida was an authority on aetherology, a field of study she did embark upon in pursuit of her parents' example. Oh, right. Okay. He doesn't want to run into her parents. Both the authorities in their own right, and both are researchers at the Confluence. Haven't you gone to see them yet? Yeah, I thought that's what he would be doing. I attempted to do so earlier, but to my shame, my courage failed me in the last. Urianger. As it hath the many times, I thought to reach out to them after sending that fateful letter. Neither time nor introspection have revealed unto me the words I should speak, and thus have I kept my silence. Whether you come with us or no is your choice, and yours alone. If it is too difficult, we'll manage. Thou art kind to say so, but I have no intention of forsaking our cause. I shall go to the Confluence, and I shall face that which hath long been overdue. It is settled. Then let us be off. When we arrive, we shall look for our researcher and named Kite. Alright then, let's head over to Thavnair. Well, first the Confluence. Maybe we'll actually get to see Monbreat's parents. I thought we didn't actually meet them until 6.1. Well, it doesn't matter. Nope, there's a blue quest. Okay, this will be the hunt and leaves. I'm actually gonna run over to the Studium and unlock the Aetheryte there. I think that's actually all of them. Yeah, I think that's the only one I have left. Because I got that. I think I grabbed that, and I grabbed those two, and I grabbed that. Oh, looks like there's blue over here. Oh, and that unlocks sightseeing points. I'm gonna go and grab that too. Also gonna check if there's a script vendor in here. Could have sworn that I saw on a list that there's supposed to be one. You've attuned yourself to all the Aetheryte and Old Charlie. Yep. Let's take a look in here, in the Studium. Ah, script exchange. House of Splendors only conducts business with referred individuals, surely you understand. Excuse me. Don't make me call over Rowena. I don't think she would be happy that you were refusing a person such as myself. Either way, I will need to pick that up. Yeah, I guess if we're gonna teleport straight there, then I'm gonna go and grab the sightseeing points first. And I guess I'll pick up the leaves as well. Switch over to a trade. Not gonna bother reading these. Yeah, general leaves are now available. Let's see. Yep, okay. That unlocks those. Let me go grab the sightseeing points. Nope, not that way. So that if I actually like run into them, I can do them. Because I actually got a decent amount of the Stormblood ones, or at least I got a couple of Stormblood and Heaven's Ward just because I saw them. Alright, good man. Sightseeing points. Oh, so it is you. Please make your acquaintance. I am Iron Millicent. I thought I recognized that last time. Yeah, Ironheart. You didn't hand me the log. Yours Miller told me about how long or expeditions. Yeah, okay. Let me see here. Oh, I forgot to mention. Can't forget to mention that. And done. Bill set, jotted down everything. A few notes. I'll eventually do them all. Because, like, I still have the stupid, I still have the stupid ARR ones to do, which I don't really, like, put much effort into. Yeah, I have to get these last 5, and then it unlocks another, like, 40. Which is really stupid. I did all the other ones. Just spent a bit of time going through and doing them all. But now let's head over to the Confluence. I guess I can unlock the hunts, but I'll do that later. I wanted to make sure to get the sightseeing log so I can get those while I do it. Or while I do MSQ. Let's go to the center. Go over to the Confluence. I don't see anyone that could possibly be her parents, but I doubt we would just have them sitting around. Nah, we'll see. Well now, this is rather a lot of stern faces. Are my library books overdue again? Not to our knowledge. We're associates of Kryl, the students of Baldesion. We seek passage to Thavnir, and understand that you can assist us. Ah, the test subjects. I do not like where this is going. What? Both of us just look at each other. What? Oh, you hadn't heard? Well then, allow me to explain. So, in order to travel to an aetheryte, you ordinarily need to be attuned to it beforehand. Otherwise, you can't use it as a beacon to seek out while you're a mess of aether hurtling along the life stream. An inconvenient but incontrovertible limitation of aetheryte teleportation. But what if I were to tell you that there's a way to travel to an aetheryte without being attuned to it? A way to teleport instantly to places you've never been. For long years, we've labored to make such travel possible that people might move about more freely. And we've finally done it. We've created a new kind of aetheryte that doesn't require attunement. Truly, that changes everything. Well, my language may have been a bit misleading. The user need not attune to these aetherites, but the aetherites themselves must be pre-attuned to each other. That's what I was thinking, thereby facilitating travel between 2 points. But it just so happens that our first test pair of aetherites, one has been installed here in Sharlayan and the other in Yeddalimod. Yeddalimod, sure. A port town in Thavnir. As you know, our nation has long maintained strong ties with the Radzad Han. And indeed, we owe much of this breakthrough to the contributions of their alchemists. So to sum up, we're to test these aetherites. How fortuitous for you. I should mention that an accident has impaired my ability to channel aether. Will this be a problem? Not at all. In fact, as a matter of fact, you might say these aetherites were made for people like your good self. The magic imbued within will whisk you away without any effort on your part. A veritable dream come true, and far be it from me to worry about such things. But do we have permission to make use of your shiny new invention? The only permission required is yours, so assuming you're willing, we're all set. It may come as a surprise, but we actually struggled to find test subjects. No, that's not a surprise at all. Most people seem to have an unreasonable fear of their souls gradually disintegrating as they drift helplessly in the life stream, in the statistically unlikely event that something goes awry, as Thancred and Y'shtola would know. But it's plain that you aren't most people. Mistress Kryl truly knows how to pick 'em. If I might change the subject, as Master Wilsofon and Floida not present today. Oh, you didn't hear? They've recently resigned their posts. Their expertise were needed elsewhere. A large-scale project helmed by the Forum itself. Interesting, as I understand, but I'm not privy to the details. Very interesting. I see. Any other questions? No? Then let's get going before you change your minds. Please see to your preparations and head outside to the Aetheryte Plaza. I'll be along shortly. Interesting. So, yeah, I mean, they're not there, but what big scale project are they working on? Wonder if it has to do with the thing that they're not telling us about. Though words unsaid, yet weigh heavily on my heart, I should devote mine all to our task in Thavnair. Given my experience with teleportation, I'd be lying if I didn't have reservations, but I must trust in Kryl. I shall teleport the tried and trusted way. Good luck. Well, let's get whisked away on this as test subjects.
Right, we're all set. Just the 4 of you, was it?
3. I'm already attuned to the crystal in Thavnair.
You are? Oh. I would have preferred more test subjects.
Okay, Elise.
Oh, well, never mind. If our 3 travelers could line up here, please.
It sure sounds like her voice actress.
Yes, right there is fine. Take a deep breath, and I'll soon have you soaring through the ether.
I mean, it's a different person, obviously, slightly different accent.
Oh, and one last thing.
Oh no.
You might experience a teensy-weensy touch of violent ethereal sickness.
Maybe you should have told us this before. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, back to the map.
Thavnair, home to city-state Rads at Han. Rising from the southeast waters of the Bounty, this Isle of Plenty served as the battleground for a conflict between 2 peoples. Their cultures bled into one another until a unique amalgamation was distilled from the chaos, in a process not unlike their precious alchemy. Once solidified as a single
there's a
nation,
tower.
an adamant stance of neutrality would hold invaders at bay. For a time. Now across this vibrant isle creeps a fog of malice. What choice do you have?
Oh no.
What chance? Against such an insidious foe.
Ilsabard, Thavnair. Jeez. It almost would have been better if he had just taken the ship. I've seen a screenshot of that.
I've seen fairer faces after a bout of bad shellfish. Let me bring you something to drink. That should help settle your bellies.
There was a note with Kryle's instructions.
Don't drink the red ale?
Don't let Estinian roam the markets alone. He's alarmingly bad with coin.
Oh no. Oh no. Are we gonna be stumbling around? You managed to will yourself to your feet, but oops. Oh, come on, there's no debuff? There's no drunk debuff or something? Dot, dot, dot. Heh, no stopping our champion. Now quickly, find Estinian before he... I'll just do some backflips. Oh, let me go ahead and attune. There's Estinian over there. Oh, okay, there it is. Oh, there we go. Now I actually get the debuff. So in World of Warcraft, they have, or at least in Classic, they had some quests where you would have to like get drunk and do and have to do like missions. You there. I need 3 drinks. Something that helps with aether sickness. But by the... One sec, a traveler, greetings. Greetings and welcome. You are wise, sir, good sir, to come to me. My special Amora lassie, made with only the finest and freshest ingredients, is a famed for calling unruly bellies. By way of the warm welcome to Thavnair, I'm pleased to offer you at the low price of 19,800 gil. Estinian. We're not 1, but 2, but 3! A bargain amongst bargains. The price is high road robbery. The price is high road robbery, and you want to say as much to Estinian, but you realize any words of wording you cry out would be accompanied by your last meal. You must stand before Estinian and using gestures deny to deal with the affair. I thought you could barely stand. What do you need to tell me is that so urgent? Wait, I shouldn't buy the lassie? This merchant is swindling me? Ah! Sincerest apologies, sir, but I appear to have my prices confused. It's actually 1,890 gil for the 3 bottles of lassie. That confusion could be quite costly for both of us. Very well, then, your coin. Here, a bottle for each of you. Take them to the others and get some rest. I'll be back after I've explored the town. Ugh! No backflips. Backflips aren't a good idea. A teensy-weensy touch, she says. Not even my hardest night's drinking comes close. Dot, dot, dot. Praise be the 12. My stomach doth loosen its death grip. My heartfelt thanks to thee and Estinian, and to the fine fruits of this land. You were in time. Excellent. You've spared us the Taru's wrath. Sweet, sweet release. If you haven't already, you should have yours too. Right. I'm ready to get on with it. Oh, come on. I thought I stopped this. Back on your feet, I see. Thy hair. Oh, okay. I've bound it. 'Tis the most I could do against the heat, short of shedding my armor. May I ask where you've gotten that cord from, oh no? A local vendor. The man said it... A local vendor. The man said it's Thavnarian weave, tough and not easily unraveled. And how much did it cost you? 9,400 gil. A steal, I was told. Oh no, 'tis nothing fancy, but I've always valued function over form. Estinian! That's incredible. I dare say not even Alphanode could hold a candle to you. It's not uncommon for merchants to set their prices high, but doesn't it seem a bit excessive? It seems excessive here. All my Hannish merchants so unscrupulous. I expected the Azure Dragoon to put up more of a fight. But yeah, that does still, they're exorbitantly high. I am inclined to agree with thine assessment. It doth seem excessive, unusually so. Claiming Thavnir as its dominion, the nation of Radzad-Han hath long thrived as a hub of commerce. In the beginning, there were the Elephant people, a Maticon tribe indigenous to this island. Over time, they came to be joined by other races, and though the intermingling, a culture rich and distinct did emerge. From alchemy to textiles, the products of the Hannish culture have come to be celebrated and coveted the world over. A development only aided by the nation's prime location as a waypoint betwixt east and west. All of this hath combined to make a new trading power of Radzad-Han. Yet such a status cannot be taken for granted. Nay, it must needs be maintained through judicious governance and stringent regulation. Neither of which I could see any evidence, given the merchants at a gateway town are free to fleece hapless travellers and tarnish the reputation of the nation at large. Just so, the opportunistic pricing is rampant doth suggest that oversight is much weakened, or mayhap that the people have fallen upon hard times. Whatever the truth may be, it would be prudent to ascertain the current state of affairs. Time to question the town. Prudent and practical, aye. We've naught to lose by learning more. So ere we seek out Kryle's acquaintance, shall we see what information we can gather here in Yed-Limad? Excellent. We didn't exactly get off to a flying start, but we'll make up for it. I think I'm getting a bit tired, plus I need to wrap up on time today. So I think for today we're gonna finish up. We're gonna be done for today. But we're gonna continue with MSQ tomorrow and hopefully Monday, because I have Monday off for President's Day. So far I'm enjoying the story. I'm very curious to see what Charlene is actually up to and what they're working on. I suspect that Monbreda's parents are going to be involved in it somehow. Or whatever Monbreda's parents went to work on is going to be involved somehow. But first we're gonna need to finish up in Thavnir, and then we're gonna continue on in the in Charlian once we finish up here. But we're gonna continue that for another day. Tomorrow. We're gonna continue that tomorrow. Until then, goodbye.